Hello everybody, welcome back to Dominions 5. We are playing as MA Man, and the end is nigh. This is turn 44 by my reckoning. I might be off by one or two. I finally get my god back. I break siege here, but he has not yet attacked me. This was my attempt to just do some foul vapors shenanigans and trigger his gem usage. And we do trigger his gem usage, so actually let's see what he's got. He's got Curse of Stones. Let me just go back here and check. Swarm. So most of it's summon Earth Power. Oh, Marble Warriors. So a lot of it is Marble Warriors. Yeah, so most of what he's casting is just Marble Warriors. And Maws of the Earth. Yep. So we're burning through all of his Earth Gems. And Earthquake, so there is an Earthquake. So we spend all of his Earth Gems here. Now, if he had scripted to attack me, this fight would have happened first, and then he would attack me, and then all his gems would have been spent on this fight, and he couldn't use them in the second fight. So that's why you do that. So it forces people to have like double the necessary gems. In order to, well, if they want to have all their spells cast. But he doesn't attack me. So now this is truly the final script, which basically has not changed. So we're doing the same thing again. We're gonna, foul vapors and try to trigger the gem usage. Now we've got our god back, which is, I guess, nice. We could do flaming arrows. Oh, I was like, why didn't I? Because they're all researching. I guess they're researching to see if we can get evocation. Like, we can't, but you never know. Maybe he's just going to wait another 3 turns before attacking me. Anyways, why don't we skip? He doesn't. Spoilers. He attacks me next turn. So why don't we just load that up and show it. I hope I got the right file. Yes, this is it. So, once again, we are doing a Foul Vapors poke. He had a bunch of Earth Gems on Scouts or something. So good on him. And he's put them back on these guys. Specifically this guy and that guy. And so what we're just looking at is... yeah, we've got gem usage. So he used the gems here to do Curse of Stones. And he's doing Strength of Giants. We don't need to see what's going on the left. All that matters is, does he spend his gems? Earthquake. There it is. So, yeah, so if we hadn't attacked out into it, then that Curse of Stones, and more importantly, that Earthquake, would have happened when he stormed the fort, which is about to happen. Okay, so let's look at this. We're getting like a couple kills, but it's not much. So let's look at this battle here. So there we go. We've got his piles, plural, of sacreds. I've just got some ogres and a few knights and, whatever mages I have left. Let's see what happens. By the way, he should not have any gems left, if I got that right. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. So I am casting. Put like one nature gem on everybody and everybody that could, and they're all casting swarm. So I got a ton of little critters that will hopefully get to the front. All the little bugs just flew out and got swatted away by all of his sacreds. But once again, he's got these fire guys on attack closest, and I think these guys need to be like on attack rear or something. He should have these guys running into my guys as soon as possible, because they're just causing like fatigue with the flame aura here. They should be on like attack rear. The penumbrals are an interesting choice because the penumbrals are ethereal, so they walk right through the walls. Unfortunately, by now, all of my monks have made it back from, their shenanigans in Satis. Actually, I don't seem to have that many here, but whatever. I've got like 10 monks. So, yeah, the banishment spam is just going to completely kill these guys. What really hurts is the blade winds. Holy shit, man. Like, these 4 guys and their blade winds just, like, chops through my chaff. And also, it's unfortunate that, like, I think the cavalry... I put the cavalry back, but I should have... And I think what I should have done... Maybe these guys were on hold and attack. They should have been on attack. The cavalry was far back on hold and attack, but I should have these guys taking the first hits, not my cavalry. So that's a small little detail, but, that could have been done better. And I think... So there... I think the other issue here is, so his evocation magic is just better than mine. So he's got earth guys, and that's just a function of the nation, right? He's got Blade Wind, which is, a very powerful spell for the kind of chaff that I have, which doesn't have a lot of protection. And I've got nature mages, right? And so nature mages are, like, I've got panic, right? That's the only thing I have. But panic doesn't do anything against huge blobs of sacreds, right? It does well against maybe smaller troops, right? But nothing against the big blobs. Also, I think you could definitely make an argument that I was maybe too afraid of fire. Like, in all of these fights, I'm fighting a lot of magma children, but especially in the fort battles, like barkskin on everybody, wooden warriors, would have been totally okay here. Because it's not... The magma children are hurting a lot, but they die pretty quickly also. And I think overall, like, for example, the barkskin would have really helped against the blade wind. And, it would help on the, one-on-one fighting against their sacreds. So there's definitely an argument that can be made for having Alteration 5 sooner. In fact, at all, because I don't have it. Oh, by the way, I've cast Howl. So we've got random wolves appearing from the side of the battlefield. But he does have, like, a good amount of sacreds on guard commander here, so he's dealt with Howl totally adequately. None of it... I mean, I'll kill his crossbows, maybe. But none of his mages are really being bothered by Howl. I've now lost most of the meat of my chaff, like most of the heavy hitters. Now it's just swarm chaff, and swarm chaff will buy you time, but it doesn't actually do any damage. And the other thing is that my air quotes evocation magic is basically I wonder what ended. It wasn't Howl. What else did I have going? I don't know what else I had going, but something just ended. My evocation magic is basically my longbows, and they run out of arrows. And so now there's nothing hurting these guys. So yeah, it's easy to look at this and to be like, well, if I had evocation, if I'd gone down evocation to have like lightning bolt or air magic, then this could have been a bit different. That's fair. Then again, I got here by making the choices that I did before, right? It's definitely a fair point. Um, so let's go back to normal speed. Now, hilariously, I have my own Blade Wind going. Um, now the Longbowmen are holding the line in front. Um, but yeah, because the thing is, like, he's got minor shock resistance as part of his bless. So, a lot of the nice part of air evocation magic is the sort of the AoE, the thunder damage. And that's not going to do much against minor shock resistance. Apparently now my god is doing a horde of skeletons, so sure. And the last heroic Knights of Men, or I guess Knights of Man, I guess man doesn't need to be plural, are the last guy, the one last knight, the Knight of Avalon, who's trying to run away, I guess. He's routed already. He finally gets to run away. And this is all that's left. Water elementals, which I guess were stuck around here doing nothing for the longest time, finally get to the front. And all that's left is Judy Garland, surrounded by... who's got a limp and a chest wound, apparently. Surrounded by, a few of the loyal mothers of Avalon. The Prophet, who's been mute, I would like to point out, for, like, since the beginning of the game. So he's just doing H2 spells. Wow, accompanied by Igraine, the mute crone of Avalon. I think this says a lot about the state of my troops, right? My god, who's got a chest wound. My Prophet, who's mute. My Cat Mage, who's mute. And then two other Mothers of Avalon. The N2 kind, of course. And that's it. That's all she wrote. The god does Cold Blast and dies. So that's it. So GG. That is the last fight. I have basically I do one more turn where I send I send I had a bit of income. Like now I actually can make money because I didn't have before I was paying upkeep. So the next turn I just sent I had like a random like nature income, I think, so I sent like 3 gems to Bissia and like some whatever. I don't have much of a death basket to speak of, so that's it. So I send. Oh, actually, I send it here. So I send a message to every nation. I say good game to everybody. And yeah, I'm just saying goodbye to everybody. I had this random stuff left, and I sent it to Abyssia, just because Abyssia, he had sent me resources and gold earlier when I was fighting East. Just a small amount, but it was a nice token. He said, look, I can't help you. I'm too far away, but if this helps, then take it. And so, I don't have much to send him back, but it's only fair that I try to return the favor. So that's it. We lost. But that's okay. I think it was a good game nonetheless. We learned a lot. What I'd like to do now is, in fact, I'm going to end the episode here. And I'm going to do another episode, one last episode, where I'll kind of go through and do a bit of an after action report and sort of go through how I think the game went for me, where I made mistakes, where I did what I did well, and just talk about some general strategy issues and also some things about the nation and my pretender design and things like that. So we'll do that in the next episode. I look forward to seeing you there. Take care.